Amid the chaos of the big city, where the noise of cars and the rush of people seemed to dominate everything, there was a woman named Cibele. She had always been known for her strength and easy smile, but in recent months, something seemed different. Getting up in the morning became increasingly difficult. What used to motivate her, like watching her children Peter and Carol grow up, no longer brought the same joy. Cibele felt an increasing emptiness. The weight in her chest was constant, and even surrounded by people, she felt terribly alone. There was no apparent explanation. Daily tasks became a huge effort, and sometimes all she wanted was to stay in bed, away from the world. She knew she was facing something serious: depression. That word echoed in her mind like a sentence. Despite everything, Cibele still held on to the hope that something would change. One day, while wandering aimlessly through the busy streets, she found a bench in a park. She sat there, watching the children play, couples talking, and leaves gently falling from the trees. It was a strange contrast. Life around her was full of movement and color, while inside her, everything felt lifeless. With trembling hands and a heavy heart, she looked up to the sky and for the first time in a long while, murmured a prayer. "God, if you are there, help me. I can't do this alone." At that moment, something gentle happened. It wasn't as if all her problems disappeared, but she felt a small spark of peace, something she hadn't felt in a long time. As if, in the midst of her pain, a silent voice said, "I am here. You are not alone." In the days that followed, Cibele began to open the Bible she had received years ago, which had been gathering dust on the shelf. She found comfort in the words of Psalm 34:18. "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit." These words penetrated deep into her soul. She realized that even in her moments of greatest weakness, God was by her side, ready to embrace her. Cibele's journey was still difficult. There were good days and bad days, but with each step, she learned to trust God more. The support of her faith, her family, and a few close friends helped her see that she was not alone in this journey. Depression was real, but so was God's love. And so, with small steps, Cibele began to reconnect with life. She was no longer the same as before, but she was stronger, more aware that no matter how dark the tunnel seemed, there was a light at the end. And that light was sustained by a promise: God never abandons his children. Cibele understood that pain did not define who she was, but how she faced that pain could transform her. By seeking God in the midst of her weakness, she found strength she never knew she had. The process was neither fast nor always easy, but as she surrendered her fears, anxieties, and uncertainties into God's hands, Cibele realized he was shaping her heart for something greater. "For I know the plans I have for you," declares the Lord, "plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Jeremiah 29:11. God showed Cibele that even in the darkest hours, there was a purpose for her life, and that healing would come not just for her body, but especially for her soul. Each morning, Cibele woke up with the assurance that God was walking by her side, renewing her hope, restoring her joy, and above all, reminding her that in Christ, she would never be alone. Be a blessing.